Guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do a cherry cake. We're actually going to do cherry cake and cherry frosting, and this would be a great recipe for Valentine's Day or really for any day of the year. I started out with a cake batter. You can go and search my channel. I do have a recipe on how to do that by scratch. This is just a vanilla cake, and I've already got it whipped up. Now we're just going to add, this is, like I said, very simple. If you want to do this with a cake mix, you're more than welcome to do that. And then we're just going to add some juice from maraschino cherries. And it's going to really be dependent on, how much cherry flavor you want in your cake. And what I would say is about a quarter cup to a half a cup of juice. Like I said, it's really just dependent on your taste. And then we're going to mix that up. And you can see it's turning a lovely pink color. I do want a little bit more of that color in my cake batter, so I'm going to just add a little bit more. And we're going to do a heart-shaped cake today. So just mix that really well. And then we're going to bake that at 350 until a toothpick comes out clean and it's done. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get that ready in my heart-shaped pan, and then once I'm going to do a 2-layer cake, so once those are baked, I'll bring you guys back and show you what it looks like. So we'll be back. I also wanted to let you guys know that if you want this a little bit more pink, if you are doing it for Valentine's Day, you can add some food coloring. I'm not going to do that. I don't really like to add additional additives and chemicals if I can keep from it. So, but that is an option if you want it to look pretty. And so give that a try as well. But we're going to go ahead and get this in the oven, and we'll be back. Guys, so I've taken my cake out of the oven, I've leveled it, and I've crumb coated it. And if you want to know how to do that, go search my channel. I do have a video that shows how to crumb coat. Okay, and it's the exact same thing. I've crumb coated in white, and we're going to let it set up, and then we're going to make our cherry frosting. And then we'll be back, and we will frost the cake with our cherry frosting and put a few other embellishments on it, and we'll be ready to go. So we'll be right back. Guys, so now we're on to our cherry frosting, and all I've done is taken those maraschino cherries, the ones that we used the cherry juice for the cake, and I've cut those up and I've drained those really well. I've added my buttercream frosting, and all we're going to do is we're going to mix those cherry pieces right into that frosting. Okay, and I may add a little bit more just to make it pop a little bit, but we're going to let that sit so that those flavors can combine a little while, and then we're going to come back and we're going to frost our cake. So we will be back. Alright guys, so here's the icing. You can see it's turned a beautiful little pink color. It's got chunks of cherries, and we have our cake ready as well. I'm going to go ahead and try to get this frosted for you. My icing is just a little bit on the soft side, and that's going to be okay, I think. If not, we'll just let it harden up a bit in the fridge, and we'll go from there. But what we're going to do, is we're actually going to frost the top first, and then we're going to do the sides. And I'm just going to pick it up and just kind of spoon it out here. This is beautiful for Valentine's Day, or actually for any time, anniversary, for a birthday, for any reason you want to give this. This is a very beautiful, it's decadent, and it's delicious. So I'm just gonna clean up my mess here real quickly. And my icing is just a little soft. My light seems to do that, so but we can work around that. Alright, and you can do as little or as much icing on here as you want. If you watch my videos, you'll know that we do a very thick layer at first, and then we go around it once it's on, and we remove the majority of that. But you want to start out with too much because it makes the cake a lot easier to frost. If you're just trying to put a little bit of frosting on here and cover the entire thing, you're going to have problems. So it's a lot easier to add more than you need and then remove it. So you want it to go all the way to the edge, even if it drops down, because that'll help us frost the sides of the cake. So just bring it all the way around. Now some people do have a harder time with the heart cakes, getting it defined, but I'm going to show you a really good way to do that. And then we're just going to move along to the sides. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to let my icing sit up just a touch so that we can get that a little bit easier on the sides. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quickly, and then I'll bring you guys right back and we'll start on the sides. Guys, so we're back. My icing has set up a little bit. It should make this a little bit easier. Look at that. If you have the same problem, just cover your icing really well and place it into the refrigerator for just a few minutes, and it will harden back up, and it makes it a little bit easier to work with. So I'm just going to continue around the sides of my cake. And you can see how pretty it already is with those chunks of cherry. It's really a very pretty cake. So just keep going. You can do this with store-bought icing. You can do this with homemade icing. You can do this however that you want. And then when you get to the little indentation in the top of the heart, you want to make sure that you really define that area. Okay? Don't be afraid that you're going to hurt your cake, because you're not. And I'm just going to kind of go around here a little bit. Some of the area that was a little bit softer earlier, and I just want to make sure that I've got good coverage. And this is about 1 pound of frosting. This is a pretty small cake, so it really didn't take too much at all. And get a little bit more there on top. Alright. Now all we're going to do, once we have those sides covered really well, I see just a little bit here that needs some. Just don't want that bottom layer showing through too much. I want it to be very pink. And we're going to do just a little bit more right here. There we go. So, now all I'm going to do is just go in and we're going to clean up the top a bit. And the way we do that is we just clean our knife in between and scrape. We're going to just scrape along and then lift up just any of that additional icing. And of course it's going to be a little bumpy because of the cherries, but that's what makes it so pretty. So just keep going all the way around. Clean your knife in between. then you can just go in and just smooth that out a little as well. Okay, now in order to get this top portion of this heart correct, I want a little bit more there. We're just going to push in with our offset spatula, okay, just to give us a nice crisp edge. Okay, and then just once more, it created that lip of icing, and we're just going to go in and smooth that down. And anywhere else that you may need to do that at. Alright, so what I'm going to do next is we're going to clean up the board a bit, and then we're going to go and we're going to add some embellishments along the bottom border. So I'm going to clean up my board, and then we'll be back and we'll add the finishing touches. Guys, so now we're just going to take and we're going to do a border. I'm doing this with cherry sours. You can do this with fondant. You can do this with maraschino cherries, depending on how quickly you're actually going to serve the cake. You can do this with anything that you want. But I did choose the cherry sours just for the sake of it being easy. Okay, and so all I'm going to do is just go around my cake, and we're going to do a point at the bottom, and then you want to make sure that you also get your center for the top of your heart as well. Okay, and we're just going to place those all the way around. I'll turn it just so you can see kind of how I'm doing this, and we're just placing these right up against the icing just so that they do adhere to the cake. I recently did an ice cream cake actually, and I've uploaded that video. Very simple as well. This would be beautiful to do as an ice cream cake as well. So go check that video out. It is so very simple. You'll be quite surprised at how easy it is to do your own ice cream cake. So that is on my channel. And I'm just going to continue along. I'm not sure what size pan this was, so I can't give you the dimensions on it. I'm sorry. They probably come in all different sizes. I'm guessing it's probably about a 6 to an 8 inch. And that's going to go perfectly there. You can see my icing is already beginning to melt just a touch. That's not a problem. Okay. And if you wanted to do a border along the top, you could do that as well. I just want to accent the heart shape with these. And it doesn't look like I'm going to quite have enough room, but one side is just a touch tighter than the other, and I'm pretty sure, yep, that I can just go around. So I'm going to go ahead and get this ready, and then once it's done, I'll bring you guys back and show you how it looks. Alright guys, so there it is, our finished Valentine's cake. You can see how absolutely easy this was to do. It is gorgeous, it's beautiful, and most of all, it is absolutely delicious. So give this a try. Anyone that you give this to is going to absolutely love it and appreciate you for it. Don't forget to thumbs up, comment if you have any suggestions down below. And don't forget to share me on Facebook and Twitter, guys. I appreciate all your support. And until next time.